Kevin Ship. I'm doing a special today just for my Patreon sponsors, something that I haven't done a video on publicly on YouTube or elsewhere. This is very, very alarming, interesting uh, events that happened on the secret CIA base that I was assigned to, and many of you know the story about that. The break-ins to the house, painting the chemical on the ceiling, and other things, much of which is in the book behind me, Twilight of the Shadow Government, How Transparency Will Kill the Deep State. But I wanted to give you all, as I often do, a specific access to this particular subject and this video, and I hope you find it interesting. Let me bring up some slides to share so that I can walk you through this in detail properly. And all right, if you see what I have on the screen in front of me, when I was in charge, executive officer in charge on this secret CIA base, which had buried a lot of evil things the CIA had done, chemical weapons, and several other things that the agency didn't want the public or Congress to know about. That kind of dark, deceptive, and deadly operation, the CIA did not want the American people to know about. And as we know, the CIA has been responsible for the death of millions of people through coups. 500,000 Iraqi citizens in the Iraq invasion, 500,000 Indonesian citizens in the CIA's attempt to overthrow President Sukarno, who was becoming an ally of John F. Kennedy. So a lot of things happened on this base that in the past and present, which were quite dark. However, this is interesting. I had a security file that I created with reports from the security guards and events that they had witnessed. And this was one of them. I kept this in my file. I did not report this to senior management because I don't think they would have cared or believed it, or they would have shut it down if it cast any bad light on this particular CIA base. But I put it in my file and I kept it. And I want to show you all now what I found. This event I'm about to show you was witnessed by two security guards during the night. And these security guards dutifully reported this to me. I was in charge of security on this facility and the security guard force. Two guards witnessed this personally and always at night. Jesse, one of the security guards, came to me and said, "Listen, Mr. Ship, I built a level of trust with them because I supported them, unlike my predecessors, and gave them training and things, and took their job seriously. So they would come and confide in me." And Jesse came to me one day. That he was the lead security officer, and he said, "Mr. Ship, I just wanted to report to you. We've been seeing some scary things, strange things on this base at night." And I said, "Well, like what, Jesse?" And he said, "We're seeing this dark figure in a dark black coat, and it's got a goat's head. Several of us have seen this, and many of the security guards are scared. They're afraid." So I said, "Well, Jesse, do me a favor and draw me a picture of what you saw and get back to me. I take everything seriously until proven true or proven not true." And I certainly respected the security guards and respected Jesse for not making this up and reporting this to me as his supervisor. So Jesse did a drawing of what he saw. Now, I knew historically what this image means. Many of you probably do too. But if you remember the image of Baphomet, the satanic figure that Satanist cults and others worship, and especially the head of Baphomet, which is a symbol of demonic activity in Satanism going back decades, if not more, and is especially prevalent down in South America. So Jesse drew me the picture. And before I show you what Jesse drew, my son, Joel, who was 17 now, he's in his 30s, was out. He was visited by his best friend from church, Adam, and they both went for a walk out on this base. Since we had been assigned to housing on this base, and since I was in charge of the security of the base. So Joey and Adam went out for a walk one night, and oh gosh, about maybe a half an hour, Adam comes screaming. I can hear him coming down the road. He comes screaming, bursts in through the door. I said, Adam, what's wrong? What's going on? And he said he was visibly terrified. I said, Adam, what's going on? He goes, I just saw something that terrified me. I said, well, Adam, what was it? And he said, I saw this tall, dark figure in a black, dressed in black coat, and it had the head of a goat, and it was alive. Just after that, my son Joey comes racing in the house, opens the door, and he goes, Dad, did Adam tell you what we just saw? And I said, yes, he did. What did you just see? He said, and he described the exact same thing. Figure dressed in a dark, long, dark coat with the head of a goat that appeared was alive. So I processed all this, I saved all this, and I kept it. And this is the first time I presented this to anyone. And as you know, I only present things like this to my Patreon sponsors. Let me show you what they saw. These are eyewitness descriptions, 2 security guards, Joey and Adam. And it was this, that several people were seeing at night on the base. Now, that would terrify anybody, would it not? The goat's head is the symbol of Satan and Satanism going back centuries. It is the symbol of Baphomet, which is worshipped in the Satanic temple. You can go and you can Google that, and you can see it there also. This is what they witnessed. Now, that base, as many of the CIA has done on operational side, had engaged in operations that consisted of murder, deception, chemical weapons, and some other things that one of the base employees advised me of that he was afraid to even talk about. And people were seeing this figure throughout the base. I just want to show this to you all and give you these scriptures. Ephesians 6:12, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Ephesians 5:12. Now, this is the verse that convinced me that I was to go public with the dark things the CIA had been doing, including the poisoning of my family, the break-ins to the house, and other things, all of which are documented in my videos on YouTube, and some of them here also. My YouTube is Kevin Ship 1. You can go in and review those there. I understand some people are having problems getting to my YouTube, which is no surprise. So try and see if you can get in. Ephesians 5:12, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. But all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light. For whatsoever does make manifest is light. And I think these verses sum it up. The darkness and the evil that is behind CI operations. I would encourage you to go to either x.com/Kevin_ship or YouTube, Kevin Ship 1, and watch my recent video on the first reform that needs to happen with the CIA to stop its global power of secrecy and the horrific things it has done. Okay, where can you find me? Regularly. Now, my X account was just taken down, and suspended just after I posted the 13th radical step on CIA reform. And these are the only steps that are going to stop the CIA from what it is. I post those regularly on X at Kevin_ship, x.com/Kevin_ship, and you'll find it there. On this channel, of course, patreon.com/Kevin-ship, where I provide inside information, including tape recordings of CIA officials admitting that they had committed felonies and withholding my retirement funds from the thrift savings plan. Book royalties. The book is a bestseller. Amazon ran out of copies. They've just restocked it, so it's back in Amazon again. But since I wrote this book, let the CIA have it for 3 months, knowing full well, like they did my last book, From the Company of Shadows, illegally, violation of Executive Order 12356, Section 1.6, subparagraph A. The CIA redacted information about its criminal activity involving our family on this base. For them to redact information simply because it exposes criminal activity is a felony. And so I knew with Twilight of the Shadow Government, CIA was going to do the same thing with this book if they didn't just stop its publication at all. So I let them have it for 3 months. Of course, no answer. Original cases dictate that the CIA should have a response within 30 days. They have never done that. They've sat on books for 1-2 years, one case 5 years that they don't want the public to see. And I addressed that in one of my steps of reform. So I may not get any royalties whatsoever from this book, and that's fine with me. That's not why I wrote it. I wrote it to get the truth out to you all and to all the American people to see what the CIA is, what it has done, and how to reform it. My lovely wife, Sue, my former off-the-grid best friend and gardener, she set up a GoFundMe page. If anyone is interested, it's GoFundMe/FEAF242B, or you can just type in GoFundMe, Kevin Ship. And she did that to try to replace the royalties that probably will be taken from me, and they could be substantial. Also have, on the advice of Candace Owens, I did a program with her, which I really enjoyed. I also set up a Give, Send, Go account. This is a account that Christians run and Christians go to, and I happen to be a very dedicated Christian. So we set up a site on Give, Send, Go, and you can see the site address here, and help us out there if you would like. Help me continue these programs and broadcasts. And of course, as always, pray for my safety. I have gotten this far through prayer, through the prayers of people. And there are a lot of very, very fine people out there that have been praying for me. I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't convinced that the Lord has called me to do it for obvious reasons. I've been bugged, followed, hacked. My X account was taken over, and with the help of Bobby Kennedy Jr. and James Musk, that attack was thwarted, and at Kevin_Ship is back up again. So I want you all to have this. I appreciate you all very, very much. And of course, if you ever have any questions or comments, put them on Patreon because I will answer those. I appreciate you all immensely, and I hope that this was eye-opening for you all. Love you. Thank you.